I'm Nancy Strickland, and in this video I'll show you a simple Windows 7 application that accesses location data. Obviously the application is going to need to have some way of accessing location information. Now that could be from a physical GPS device that you've connected to your computer, or in my case I'm using what's called the default location provider, which is a way to set location in software from the control panel right here. I'll pick out location and other sensors. I can change this manually to another location. Now I'm using this because I'm not moving anyway, and also so that you can see the application reading this correct data from the provider. If you're using a real physical GPS, you'll need a driver to work with it. A device that uses a u-blox GPS should work, and you can download a driver for any u-blox, that's U-B-L-O-X, any u-blox device from ublox.com. I understand that the GPS that comes with the Microsoft Streets and Trips product is a good one to work with. Okay, now for the application. First of all, I'm going to start a new project. It'll be a Visual C Windows console app, and I need to make sure that I'm targeting the .NET Framework 4. And by the way, I'm using Beta 2, and there will be some changes before the final release candidate and release to market. And I'm going to post the code for this and for a Visual Basic version of it on my blog, and the URL for that is at the end of this video. Okay. I'm going to add a reference to the system device namespace. That's from the .NET Framework, which is why I needed to be sure to target that. And while I'm at it, let me tell you that this does not work in the Windows 7 Starter Edition, and it also doesn't work in editions of Windows before Windows 7, of course. And now let me get my using in here. For system device location. And now I'm going to create a new class, and I'm going to call it Location Updater. And in it, I'm going to create a geolocation provider. And that's a class from the .NET Framework. I'll just call it provider. Then I'll create a constructor. And the first thing I'll do is instantiate my provider there. And then I want to create an event handler for the location changed event of the provider. And I'm going to use tab to create it, and then tab again to get the method there. And then all I want to do in the method is show that I have accessed that new information. The first thing I'll do here is make a quick check to see that there is some data there. So I'll take that event args, and I'll get the coordinate from it and just make sure that it exists, and I'll check to make sure that it's not unknown. And then if it's not, I'm just going to do a little console write line, and I'm going to paste this in here. I'm pasting in the latitude, which I get from the event arguments, location, coordinate, latitude, change that to a string, and the longitude, which I get in exactly the same way. And now I'm going back up here to the constructor and add the code that says that we can start to read from this provider now. And then finally I'll move back up into main, and I'll instantiate my new class, my new location updater class. LU equals new location updater. And then I'll just add a console read line or read key, anything, just to keep it on the screen. And for this simple example, that's it. When the location changes, I'll grab the new coordinates and print them out. In this case, I'm just going to print them out. But of course, depending on what I wanted to do, I could use them to identify where I am and then change the application somehow based on that. I could show nearby businesses or something, or you could work with something like Microsoft's Virtual Earth to show the current location on a map. So now I'm ready to run it. It comes up, and there's my latitude and longitude. I guess I should have left a space between them, sorry. And if you check against my provider, this was the default location provider, you can see that it's picked up exactly what it had there. And as I said earlier, I'm not mobile, so you're not going to see any changes here, sorry, but you can see that it works. A location-aware application for Windows 7 in less than 7 minutes.